experience tomorrow. And so the reason that you set goals is to look into the future that you want to create and figure out the path that's going to get you there. And then choose and commit to walking along that path as long as that's still a future that you want to get to. And that's really how I look at goal setting. Goal setting is about looking to where you want to go and then figuring out how you're going to get there and creating that pathway to get to that future. And so the first step, of course, is just deciding what it is that you want, deciding that future. And so what I'm gonna do in this video is I'm gonna just kind of do an overview of the whole thing. And then I'm gonna go back and talk about each area in depth and guide you more in depth through all of the different areas. So for this part of this course, I'm just going to go real briefly. Don't worry, I've got you. Stay with me on the journey and we're going to talk more in depth. And so the first one of that we'll talk more in depth about is that idea of figuring out what you want and figuring out what goal you want to set. That in of itself is a whole process, right, of determining and listening to yourself. And so I'm going to talk more about that in a future video. But today, I just want to encourage you, in order to practice getting started with setting your goals, choose something that you want to accomplish, a future state that you want that's more limited. So maybe the next 30 days, or maybe something that is just like if you're an athlete, like a skill that you want to get, or a coach, a skill you want to teach, or, any of those kinds of things. Get something that's a little smaller, because the main part of your journey in reaching your goals is not just setting them, but it's actually doing the things that you're going to need to do day by day, minute by minute, hour by hour, the things that are boring, the things that are hard, the things that are scary, and knowing that you can count on yourself, you can trust yourself to follow through and do those things. And so starting out with something smaller will help you begin to build that trust with yourself so that then you can take on some of the bigger things as you go. So the first thing that you're going to do is figure out what you want, and you're going to set that goal. And then we're going to go through this before and after process. So you can think of it like a map. This is the you are here part. And this is the where you want to go. And between us is the obstacles and strategies that are between you and that goal that you need to get you there. So you are here. I want you to write down the actual goal that you're going to do, and you can do this more in depth with me later, but you're going to write down your goal, and then you're going to write down all of your current thoughts and feelings about it, everything that comes up. You're going to do a thought download where you just go, this is everything in my head, and I'm just going to take that out and get it out onto paper. You want to go through all of it. You want to get it all out. Keep asking your brain, and what else, and what else, and what else, and just really figure out where are you actually at when it comes to relation to your goal. Then I'd love for you to take one of those thoughts or a couple of those thoughts and run some models on them. So you have that thought, what feeling does that thought generate in your body? When you feel that feeling, then what actions do you take? What actions don't you take? And what result are you getting? And so you're going to kind of get a really good idea of your current where you are. And we will go more deeply into that, but you got to get a good picture of where you are and understand your current models before you can move into the future ones that you want. Then you're going to come over here and you're going to go backwards. You're going to take your result that you want to get, so the result that will come of achieving this goal, the result for yourself, and you're going to figure out all of the actions that you need to take. What actions do you need to take to get that result, to reach that goal? List every single one of them out. And then what are all the things that you need to not do in order to reach that goal? List all of those out. And these things together are going to become your obstacles. Your obstacles are going to be the current thoughts about why you won't reach this goal. They're going to be everything you need to do to reach this goal, your current feelings, and the thought work that you need to do in order to get there. After you write your list of obstacles, then you're going to write down your list, your strategy for every single obstacle. So you're going to write a strategy for each obstacle, and then you're going to pull out the rest of those actions that aren't obstacles, but the things you need to do. You're going to figure out what feelings you need to generate in order to take all of those actions and to do all of those strategies, and then what thoughts you would need to believe in order to feel those feelings. And then you're going to put all of this in your schedule. We're going to go into this a little bit. We also have a time management course that you can go through. And so if you haven't done the time management course or you need help with this part of it, I would encourage you to take that course as well with us. But you're going to put it into your schedule. And then you're going to be here where you're going to have this before and this after, and you're going to have the whole picture in terms of this path to get there, right? So you're going to know your before. You're going to have some models. The C is your goal. And then you're going to have a thought that you're going to know. You're going to know how that thought is leading you to feel and the actions that you're taking and the result that you get from those actions. Then you're going to come over here and you're going to look at the result that you want. And you're going to have looked at all of the actions that you need to take and not take, the inactions, the things you need to do and stop doing in order to get to that result. And then a feeling that's going to generate that. And we can really work on what some of those feelings might be. They're probably different for each one of you. And then the thoughts that you need to believe in order to generate those feelings, to fuel those actions, to get to this result. So now you're going to have your map, your future of where you want to go, your reality of where you are right now, all of the obstacles that are between you and there, and then the strategies that you are going to carry out in order to do that. You're going to have it scheduled on your calendar, each one of those strategies, each of those actions. And that, my friend, is when you get into the river of misery. I know, I'm like excited about it, but we're not saying that this is a river of misery because your entire experience will be miserable and because everything that you have to do, all of these strategies and actions you have to take are miserable. That's for sure not the case. Reality is life is 50-50. 50% of the things that we do are great and 50% are hard. We have positive and negative feelings all the time. We're also not saying with the river of misery that life will be better here because life is 50-50. You will have hard things. You'll have negative emotions when you reach this goal. You will have it about that goal. You will have it because of that goal. And you'll have wonderful things. And so the river of misery doesn't mean to say that this is better. But when you are trying to accomplish something new, your brain is like, no, thank you. Your brain wants to keep you safe, and it thinks of anything new as dangerous. Your brain wants to expend as little energy as possible. And this is energy expenditure like crazy in a lot of cases. And your brain wants to seek pleasure. And it says, these things are not fun. This is not fun. Although some of them really are. And honestly, getting to hear that in of itself is really fun. But your brain is telling you it's not. It's dangerous. It's too exhausting. It's too hard. It's not fun. And so you're going to spend a lot of time doing thought work around this river of misery. You're going to spend a lot of time getting there. And this is what's different about what we're teaching you here. Because most of the time, the process is set your goals, determine how you're going to get there, and then just do it. But the just doing it is the really hard part, right? That's the part that you need help with. And the reason that you need help with it is because of what your brain is doing here. And that is the thought work and the emotions and all of that is really important in order for you to actually reach these goals. So we're going to dive in deeper in the next videos. I invite you to come into those and we will look into your future and figure out how to get there. Can't wait to do it with you guys. See you soon. Bye-bye.